Hi, today's show is going to be about tailgating. Today just happens to be the 4th of July when I'm doing this video, but this could be any holiday or any sporting event, anything that would involve a tailgate. I'm going to be grilling some hamburgers over a charcoal grill, but it's not going to be quite that simple because I want these to be the best, most juicy burgers ever. So instead of just taking the meat and putting it out onto the grill, I'm going to be sous videing the patties first. This could be a great show, or this could be a real clown show. I don't know which one is going to be which. No matter what, I'm going to video it, and it's going to be out there on YouTube. You're going to have to stick around to find out what happens. I'm Ralph. Welcome to my kitchen. Let's get started. I've got 4 pounds of ground beef here. And it's 80-20 ground chuck, actually. I want to make sure it's extra juicy, so I froze a block of butter. And I'm just going to grate some of that over my ground beef. I'm going to be blending that in. So these are going to be kind of a version of a Wisconsin butter burger. And since it's going to be in sous vide, all that butter is going to be in there with the beef and not just evaporating away. So it looks like a lot of butter, but this is 4 pounds of ground chuck. So I'm trying to make sure I've got enough. We'll call that enough. Now, you do not want to overwork the ground chuck or any kind of ground beef. You want to just kind of fold the meat together. You want it left kind of loose. This is a hamburger. It is not a meatloaf. So you want to have some gaps in it. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good right now. I'm going to prepare my surface here. I'm going to be laying out some parchment paper. Be back in just a moment. Okay. I've got that parchment paper laid out. You might notice that I've already put salt and pepper on it. And I did that with one of my new favorite seasonings called Sergio's seasoning. I picked this up from the Golden Steer Steakhouse out in Las Vegas, but I've already spread that out here on the bottom of the parchment paper so that when I put the patties on, one side is already salted and peppered. Now I'm measuring out 1/3 pound burgers, which is going to be approximately, well, exactly 5.33, but I'm just going to be approximate with my measurements. I don't care what you do. You can do it by hand. I just kind of found this at Williams-Sonoma. It just kind of looked kind of neat, and the gals there kind of do a pretty good job of selling me. I think they see me coming. Squish that in there. It's got little measurements. You can do a 1/4 pound burger, a 1/3 pound burger, 1/2 pound burger, and just kind of zero that in. But that's turning out pretty nice. It's kind of sticking in there. I might work on just forming them. Let me try that. There we go, close enough. Put it into a little ball. Don't put too much pressure on it. Again, you don't want to compress this. You want it as a hamburger patty, not a little mini meatloaf. Now I'm going to stick these, when I'm done with them all, into the freezer for a little bit, just to kind of firm them up to make them easier to work with when I'm putting them into the bag and pulling the air out. So after I get all these done, I'll be right back. Okay, I've just pulled the patties out of the freezer. I've had them in there for about 30 minutes. They're nowhere near frozen at all. I just wanted to firm them up just a little bit before sticking them into the bags so that they'd be a little bit easier to work with and not quite as likely to be falling apart. But I'm going to grab one of these patties and I'm going to be slipping it into the bag here. Now I'm going to be sealing it most of the way up. But I have a little gap here just on the one edge, just about enough to be sticking my finger into. I'm going to be sticking that into the water. And you want to get that just about to the point where you're ready to seal, and then seal it up. And you will see the bulk of the air is out of that bag. At this point, I'm going to trust that seal, and I'm going to be putting it into the sous vide bath. Now I have set the sous vide bath for about 145 degrees. I've cooked them at 135 degrees before because I tend to like mine a little bit more medium rare, but I know that not everybody likes their burgers medium rare, maybe not even medium in some cases. So I'm going to be cooking them high enough where I'm not cooking the daylights out of them, but I'm leaving a little bit of room so that when I put them on the grill, the heat can come up a little bit and I can still have a good, juicy burger. Now, I've got a whole lot of other burgers to be backing up, so I will catch y'all in a little bit of time here. But in the meantime, I've got about 2 hours in this bath, so I'll catch you in about 2 hours. Okay, the patties have been in there in the sous vide bath for the last 2 hours. Time to take them out, transport them over into another container, and we're going to be on our way to doing some tailgating. Looking pretty good. Now they have shrunk up a little bit, which kind of surprises me. I was kind of hoping that because it was sous vide that they wouldn't. Now, how am I going to keep them warm until it's ready to put them on the grill? I'm going to take this hot water from the sous vide bath. I'm going to pour it on top of them in the cooler. Just enough to keep them covered during the transport. So I'll see you on the field. Hi, we made it to the tailgate site. We're out here at the Prestonwood Polo Club in Oak Point, Texas, a suburb of Dallas. And so far, everybody's been having a great time out here. I've got the coals ready finally. You would not believe what we had to go through in order to get those going. But time to put the meat on. Now the patties, they shrunk up just a little bit on me. We are going to try to be cooking these for about 1 minute per side. Since we pre-cooked them with sous vide, they're actually already cooked. We're just adding a little color to them. Here's my big tip to the audience out there. Every year, buy fresh coals. I think that probably hurt us. Our coals did not light up right away. I've just pulled the first batch off the grill. Let's cut one open, see what they look like. Oh, that is gorgeous inside. Check this out. How often can you predict a nice pink center when you're grilling outside and you don't know how long it's been on the grill? And I just can't wait any longer. I've got to bite into this. That is so juicy. That is burger perfection. These are awesome. Tell you what, I'm going to be grilling some of these up for some of the other people around here. But you got to try this sous vide before you grill. Easier at home, trust me. Think about it, give me a like down below, and I will catch y'all next week. Bye-bye.